A huge swarm of bees took over 38th Street in Odessa yesterday. It sent a lot of people to the hospital with stings. It happened on the 1000 block of 38th Street near Dixie and Walnut, Wilson and Young. Now, Odessa police blocked off Dixie to Walnut Street. That was all to help keep people out of the area and keep them safe. And while a beekeeper came in and got that situation under control, the area was cleared around 6 p.m. last night. Well, today, several people are recovering from those awful bee stings. Those bees were really aggressive. NewsWest 9's Tate Owen spoke with the beekeepers that were sent in to actually corral them.
Yeah, this all happened behind a home in an alleyway in central Odessa. Now, I spoke with a man who was stung by the bees, and he told me that the doctors at the hospital told him he should consider himself lucky to be alive after the amount of times he was stung. They've seen some people actually die from even fewer stings than he received. And the beekeeper that was first on the scene, when I spoke with him, he told me he had no idea just how big of a swarm he was actually going to deal with. Business is buzzing this week for Dean Hall.
Dispatch called me. They told me that I was going to a swarm of bees. When I got there, it was definitely not a swarm.
But Wednesday's call is one no beekeeper wants to encounter.
Immediately, before I could even get out of the truck, I was getting attacked. So I had to suit up in my bee suit in my truck.
Dean called in for help. The swarm was out of control, creating a potentially deadly situation.
There was a hive, and the hive had probably been there, I'm guessing, 6 to 8 years. Probably had about 15 to 20,000 bees. They were some of the most aggressive honeybees that I have ever been around.
And actively attacking. In this type of scenario, Dean was left with one choice.
I just told the police officer through his window that we're going to have to kill him. There was no way to get him out of that brick wall without, probably stirring up 2 or 3 city blocks.
Beekeepers try and save every bee, but in this case, it came down to choosing between keeping the people around safe or the bees.
Aggressive bees that can be fixed by replacing the queen, but in this case, we had no choice but to kill them, which is something we do not practice. Most of the time, we try to relocate, or even take home and add to our collections ourselves.
In the end, the bees had to die, but the residents and 2 police officers that were stung are recovering and feeling lucky to be alive. In Odessa, Tate Owen, NewsWest 9.